and see what else is happening in the building. And the fans get the draws, up-to-date draws, and they can buy programs, they can get food, they can try out merchandise. There really is sort of a whole village sort of atmosphere around the building here, St. Jakobshalle. All the fans that I've spoken to have absolutely loved it. There's an eating zone, there's a zone where you can meet the star players. And those always fascinate me, the glass with the shuttle somehow carved inside the glass. Plenty to do. So after the women's singles final, we will be turning our attention to the men's singles final. And it features the defending champion and #1 seed Kento Momota, a left-handed Japanese star, up against the #5 seed ANTONSEN, who is trying to become the 4th different Dane to win gold at the World Championships in the men's singles discipline. Well, there is something that is absolutely unique. The 8 quarter-finalists from 8 different countries. And that is the first time that it's happened at World Championships across all 5 disciplines. We only had that happen once throughout the entirety of the Super Series. We had the Super Series for 11 years. It happened in men's singles just once, and that was at the Denmark Open 2010. And it happened last year at the Malaysian Masters Super 500 event. And of course it means is there was 8 different nations at quarterfinal. There had to be 4 different nations at semi-final. But the big surprise was Sai Praneeth, a bronze medal for the Indian player 36 years after the last Indian player. Prakash Padukone won bronze in Copenhagen in 1983. But Antonsen has made his way through to the final, and I think he's been getting better and better as the tournament went on. Kento Momota, well, his career win-loss record, he has an extraordinary record in finals. 24 titles from 29 finals. Anders Antonsen, 9 titles from 13 finals. So the defending champion, the first onto centre stage, and that's very fitting. Already guaranteed a 3rd World Championship medal, but how dearly he would love to win a 2nd consecutive gold. Ninth different men's singles player to contest 2 consecutive finals. First was Liam Swee King. The man sitting next to me was another one of those previous 8 men to contest 2 consecutive men's singles finals. So here the Dane, draped in the Danish flag. Anders Antonsen coming into the arena, a bit like a boxer coming into the ring. Seventh different player from his country to walk out onto centre stage for the men's singles final here at the World Championships.
Okay, so let's do the toss. Red or black? Take black, red. Take red. It's black. Decide.
So
Service.
Antonsen won the toss and is choosing which side he wishes to start. And we saw the head-to-heads there. This is the 5th meeting between the two players. And of the previous 4, Kento MOMOTA has won 3 of them. But the last time they met, the victory went to ANTONSEN. That was the final of the Indonesian Masters earlier this year. So the 24-year-old from Kagawa on Shikoku Islands, the smallest of the 4 main islands in southeast Japan. He will turn 25 next month, and he is trying to become only the 4th man to retain a World Championship title. 6 finals this year from 9 tournaments, but when we look at his path through to the final, well, it was the 3rd round was probably his first real test. That was against Tasina Sunil Pranoy of India. The quarterfinal was against the hugely talented young Malaysian player, the number 14 seed, Lee Zijia. That was just 37 minutes. And then in the semi-final against a second Indian opponent, the number 16 seed, Sai Praneeth, 21-13, 21-8 in 41 minutes. Well, 6 finals this year, 5 titles for the left-hander. For Anders Antonsen, the 22-year-old from Aarhus, he's 1 place down from his career high at the moment, 1 week, just a couple of weeks ago, at number 8 in the world. And for Antonsen, this is his 5th final of the year. 2 titles, Indonesian Masters, where he beat his opponent of today, and the gold medal at the European Games in Minsk. Had a walkover in the first round against Kevin Corden, then played against the bronze medalist from last year, Liu Darren. Then in the 3rd round against the 13 seed Suniyama, he was actually 14-2 up in that first game before winning it 23-21. Even had to save a game point. Quarterfinal against the 2-time former champion Chen Long, the reigning Olympic champion, 4-10 down in the first game there. Semi-final against the number 12 seed Wang Chalon, 15-10 in 48 minutes. So he's had an absolutely terrific campaign. All of his matches in 2 straight games, as indeed was the case for Momota. So Ivo Kassel from Switzerland, our umpire for this one, and Pham Nguyen from Vietnam. So what a moment for this young Dane.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Kento Momota, Japan. And on my left, Anders Antonsen, Denmark.
No doubt who the crowd here in Basel are supporting. It's the European player.
Love all. Play.
So the men's singles final gets underway. The defending champion, the left-hander, Kento MOMOTA, against the number 5 seed, Anders Antonsen. Now, Morten, of course, the head-to-heads between these 2 players. 5th meeting, the last meeting won by Anders Antonsen, but I think Momota probably has studied the video of that defeat and has probably learnt from it. So we shouldn't read too much into it.
No, I think this is the surprise element is gone, if you can say that. Of course, it was a massive surprise that Anders was able to win in January, and that element is kind of gone. And I agree with you, Jill, that surely Momota have studied and is prepared for whatever Anders is going to throw at him.
Well, a year ago, when this man won his gold medal, there was only one player that took a game off him, and that was his opponent of today.
Yes.
And that was in the third round a year ago. What a difference a year makes.
Absolutely. This opening game is going to be absolutely crucial.
Why? Because you think that Antonsen needs the confidence of taking the opening game, or?
He needs the confidence, he needs to put the pressure on Momota. Perhaps even physically it's going to be a difference, because Antonsen to win should possibly win in two. But that's just a feeling.
Well, that's a magnificent smash, I know that.
Yeah, good smash down the line there by Anas.
Momota looks a little bit nervous to me.
He does. He's not out of the blocks as quickly as he was yesterday against Sai Praneeth. Yesterday he played a much more aggressive game from the beginning. Here he's definitely more hesitant. So far, it looks like the game plan from Momota. I agree with you, he seems a little bit nervous. But I also think the game plan is to make this a long, long match. He's sending the signals, if you're going to beat me, you've got to run for a long, long time today.
Well judged.
Yep. So it will be interesting to see whether the attack from Antonsen will work against Momota, as it's been working against other players he's played this tournament. It worked really well against Qianlong. Yesterday against Wang Charon, it was also working very well as soon as he settled in the first half of the first game. Then his counter-attacking got absolutely awesome. So Anas he sort of sensing the moment the first 5-8 minutes in the match, and from there, when he's got the game plan, he's sort of starting to produce what he wants to play. And in the other two matches, his counter-attacking was absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Wipe the court, please.
So has Momota got the defense to stop the Dane? That's one of the questions.
Okay, thank you. Okay. 3-6.
Gosh, he did well to get that back.
He did.
That final shot looked to me, Morten, as if he ran out of patience, Antonsen.
And it's also very interesting to see how Momota is directing a lot of his shots towards the forehand side of Antonsen and not to his around the head situation where he's got this cross-court smash that's deadly. So these two players, they're playing to a specific game plan and they're sticking to it for the time being.
That is a
string gone.
bad miss.
Yeah, but still it's a bad miss.
6-all.
Momota guessed correctly. He was standing in the right side. Perhaps that was confusing Antonsen a bit. Good guess by Momota.
Had a message from the stringers earlier. They have now restrung a record number of rackets of over 1,004.
That's absolutely amazing. I know even before the tournament started, they were on 500.
Yeah. Over 1,000 rackets restrung. Good defense off the body. There. Momota into his stride. 5 straight points to go into the lead. Oh, look at that. Look at that. What a defensive shot from Kento Momota.
And as I said, from the very onset of this match, it's a test between the attack of Antonsen against the defense of Momota. And when we're watching the defense, as we just saw here, it's getting stronger and stronger. He's settling in really nicely now, Momota.
And that's a perfect smash. Straight down the line.
But it won't be long before Antonsen is not accepting the situation and he will do some changes. Knowing him, that's definitely on his mind.
7 straight points to the defending champion. Listing. 8 straight points. Surely you should change up your tactics before now, after 8 straight points. Surely you should be trying to do something different.
He will do it. But the thing is, Momota is very clever. He doesn't give Antonsen any counter-attacking opportunities at all. Nothing. That's the chance there.
Yeah, brings the run of points to an end.
Had Momota lifted to the forehand rather than the backhand here of Antonsen, he would have minimized the options that Antonsen had. See, that lift would have been working better.
Brilliant. What a shot from Kento Momota. 9 of the last 10 points. And he goes to the mid-game interval with a 4-point advantage. Well, we obviously didn't hear what was being said there from Kenneth Jonassen. What would you be saying to Antonsen right now?
It's all about changing tactics. He's got to go.
To what so?
He's got to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
At the moment, he's waiting for counter-attacking opportunities. Momota's not giving it to him. Okay, fine. I've got to try to do it myself. I have to try to put enough pressure on my shots in order to get better opportunities.
Yeah. Park Jurong and Yosuke Nakanishi, 2 Japanese coaches. Wow. Beautiful movement to the left-handers round the head position. And threaded that down the line. Look at this movement.
And I think there's something new about Momota lately. He's going much, much more 100% on that smash. In the past, he was going, what, 75, 80, 85%, but he was never going 100% on it. But in this tournament, I've noticed that on that smash, many more times he's going 100 on it.
Overdone it.
That was what Anas was so successful doing in January in Jakarta. That was the smashes and the follow-up. He was devastating when he was doing that. But good defensive skills by Momota, playing that forehand defense very tight. That's out.
14-8.
12 of the last 14 points to Momota. Missed it.
Yeah, but not only that, he missed it, but look at that, there was no follow-up at all. He was actually falling out of court. It was a massive chance he took.
Yeah, all or nothing.
Yes.
Ended up as nothing.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
And he's falling out of court. Look at that, he's falling backwards.
In the center there. Yes.
Momota, if you remember, Morton was 2-6 down.
He was. That seems like ages ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
13 of the last 15 points.
Solid grip on the match now, Momota.
Yeah. I don't know whether he's paralyzed with nerves. I don't know, not literally, but he looks to me as if he's not moving properly, Antonsen. And I don't know whether it's the nerves or it's the occasion or whether there's an injury problem.
Or the number of matches.
Yeah.
Could be many things. But it's definitely a problem for Antonsen that Momota has got such a strong defense. He cannot score in the same way as what he did against the other players, and that is definitely a problem. But look at that fantastic shot behind the back.
He's hitting winners at will now. He's the defending champion. Well, I'm struggling to understand. Of course, I understand what you're talking about tactically, Morten, but I'm struggling to understand how Antonsen is just so out of it.
Yeah, you can say that. There are a few scenarios here. It could be that saving energy, okay, I can't get this first one. I'm saving my energy and then going all out in the second and see if you can shake up Momota. Or you can say maybe the occasion is just too big for the young man, and the two games, you never know. But yeah. I think, knowing Anas, that he will probably try to have a surprise in the beginning of the second game. But should this continue, there is no doubt that in a very short while, Momota will be world champion again, because at the moment, Antonsen has got no answers.
Opening game. 21-9 for the defending champion, Kento Momota. Only 20 minutes for game number one.
Verden kan lide at krydse, han løber hele tiden kort foran og langt foran. Og jeg ved aldrig, hvilken jeg skal stille mig til.
Du skal tro på, at der også er en lille smule i siderne, hvor der er nogle muligheder herovre fra. Det er lidt mere pres på. Start 1-6の場面でカットミスがあったから、そういうのがあって、その後クリア使えてるじゃん。クリア使えてるからカットが効いてるから。ラリーもラリーですね。じゃあもう相手に出してきたよ。しっかりフォローしてフォロー頑張って。自分が苦しいなら相手もっと苦しい。そのラリーです。前半の勝負は前半の。前半まで。ロビングのクリアから。
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Well, head Danish coach Kenneth Jonassen using all of his allotted time there. Were you able to catch anything of what he was saying?
It was a young man in distress,
Yeah.
in the sense that he said, I simply don't know where I'm going to anticipate. If I'm going one side, it's coming on the other side. I simply just don't know where it's coming. So Momota is forcing Antonsen really to cover too many angles and too many corners the whole time. He cannot anticipate and move quick and early.
And did Jonassen have a solution for that?
Not really.
No. Missed it. He looks to me right now, Antonsen, as if he doesn't know how he's and where he's going to win his points.
No, and that's opening remarks. Attack against defense. The defense is working really well and frustrating Antonsen to such an extent that he's going for all the smashes and it's out of the sides most of the time.
Great control at the front of the court from this man.
Yeah, one of his trademarks. He's not using it as much as he used to, I think, but he's still very, very good at the net.
Yep, and he's waiting, hovering, ready to pounce. And again. Well, a verbal celebration there, trying to urge himself on, Antonsen.
Oh. Service ball called, too high. Service over.
Oh, the drive serve called a fault.
Yeah, of course, we can't say whether it's too high or not, but
No.
it was a good try. I think that was a sensible solution there from Antonsen. Antonsen have to play with much more patience and wait for his chances and play like a 50-50 situation the whole time, but he's taking the chances now and it doesn't work out. He's got to be more patient, wait. But that, of course, requires that he can follow pace and is strong enough physically.
Yeah, well, that's not playing with patience.
Yes.
Well, this is extraordinary.
Yeah. I don't know if you compare the two matches in the women's singles and the men's singles, I think PV Sindhu really rose to the occasion, and whatever Okuhara was doing, she was just stranded.
Yeah.
But it was a very good quality from both of them. In this men's singles, Momota is keeping his very tight ship as what he normally does.
Yeah.
But Antonsen is way out.
Yeah.
He's nowhere near as it is now.
No, and nowhere near his form over the last 2 days when he beat Chen Long and then Gantapon Nawang Chalon. I mean, he looks like a different player to me.
Yeah. It's out.
So to the mid-game interval.
That's a challenge. He's called in.
Who's called in?
It's called in. But Momota is challenging. I think he's got a good case here.
Yeah, clearly out. Good challenge.
11-1 interval.
11-1 the advantage. Well, since he trailed Momota 2-6 in the opening game, he's actually won 30 of the next 34 points.
Yeah, that's some statistics.
Play.
That's a fantastic smash.
Out.
Missed it.
I think we will see one last try from Antonsen now. One last try to come back and get into the match. But should Momota be able to pull away again here from 12 to 15, 16, I think then that's it. But we will see one really attempt here now, I think, from Antonsen.
It's difficult to comprehend in a way how Antonsen was able to win in Jakarta. Now, I have several theories about that because I think the Japanese players after the World Tour finals in December last year, I think they went through a very heavy training period.
They did.
And that tournament in Indonesia in January, I think there was a number. Yamaguchi didn't play well either.
No, but it was not a priority tournament for
No,
him,
no.
if you can put it that way.
Yeah. Well, I thought the line judge indicated out there.
Me too.
Challenge? He called out. Yeah, challenge?
Yeah, it was clearly in.
Challenges called out.
And Momota had handed the shuttle back. He knew it was in.
He knew it.
That's an extraordinary call. Yeah, who'll win this challenge? Yeah, I've got one right.
Let's see.
Yes!
Yes, you've got one. Yeah, there was 2 calls on that line within a very short distance of time.
3. You're right. You're right. 3:12. Play. Service over. 13-3.
That's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. The amount of mistakes is coming from the racket of Antonsen. And they're not even close.
Anton? Yes, thank you. Hannes, please ask immediately. Please ask immediately next time for changing. 15-3.
This is sort of reminding me about the 1984 Wimbledon men's singles final when McEnroe absolutely thrashed Jimmy Connors.
Yeah. I actually remember that one.
6-1, 6-2 to 6-2. I mean, and it wasn't of lack of effort from Connors. And this is a similar sort of thing. Antonsen is trying and trying his heart out, but he's just not getting anywhere.
17-3.
Well, I can't help but also think about how much, not only physically but emotionally, Antonsen's quarter-final win over Chen Long and then his semi-final win yesterday, how much that may have taken out of him, because he's certainly not the same player we saw a couple of days ago beating Chen Long.
He's not moving on court at all, as what we've seen previously in the tournament.
2 points away from a second consecutive men's singles title, Kento Momota. Match point opportunities galore.
Well deserved. The man in the picture is played a solid tournament and a solid final here today.
And he's done it. Kento Momota becomes just the fourth different player to retain the World Championship men's singles title, following in the footsteps of Yang, Lin Dan and Chen Long. He didn't just win today's final, he totally outclassed ANTONSEN. From 2-6 down in the first game, he promptly won 40 of the next 46 rallies to close out the match 21-9, 21-3. 38 minutes in total. And Kento Momota retains the World Championship crown. Well, I'm sure he will be very, very happy about that, but I think that, quite frankly, he knew very early on the match was his. I think from 2-6 down, where he then went 28 up, and quite frankly, a different class today to young ANTONSEN.
Kento Momota. Congratulations, you were in an incredible shape. Did you really think that it's that so easy go through the tournament?
この世界選手権の大会ですごいいい調子で進んできましたけど、優勝までにもできて、こんなにスムーズに進めると思いましたか？
いや、こんなに、スムーズに優勝できるとは思ってなくて、もう本当にたくさんの方に支えられて、たくさんの応援のおかげで、頑張ることができました。ありがとうございました。
No, he didn't really think that he could smoothly win like this, but he thinks also with the support of everyone here and all his supporting people, he came this far.
Next year. Next year, the Olympic Games will be held in Tokyo. How can you conserve the shape?
来年東京オリンピック2020年ですけど、大きな目標でもあると思いますが、このコンディションをどうやって保っていけると思いますか？
そうですね。東京オリンピックに標準を合わすんじゃなくて、もう一試合一試合、会場に足を運んでくださる、ファンの皆様、そしてサポートしてくださる皆様のためにも一試合一試合全力で戦っていきたいなと思います。応援よろしくお願いします。
Well, instead of saying Olympics 2020, he really likes to go from one competition to the next, serve his fans, bring his best performance, just for the people that support him. Thank you very much.
World champion, defending champion, Kento Momota.
Well, his performance today was exemplary. Spare a thought, though, for ANTONSEN, simply unable to reproduce the form that took him to victory over Chen Long in the quarter-final and then dumped upon Wang Chalong in yesterday's semi-final. Well, in recent years, he has been the man to beat, this left-hander from Japan. This, the match point, the dive, the block, and ANTONSEN was nowhere. And he knew his opponent was nowhere. So he lay on the floor and just watched it go over the nets. The celebration. Coach is very happy as well. Well, a look of disappointment. What might have been. Well, Morton, there's going to have to be a post-mortem after that. I mean, it was so one-sided. I can hardly believe the two singles we have just witnessed. I mean, both terribly one-sided.
Yeah, but as I said, the quality in the women's singles was just so much higher.
Yeah. But where does Antonsen go from here? I mean, that's a fairly crushing defeat.
But don't worry about that. He will bounce back. I know him very well. And yes, he will be disappointed for a few days, and then he will be very happy getting a silver here, and then he will just take it as it comes, and we will see him. He will bounce back, I'm sure.
So we prepare for the medal ceremony. And mention ought to be made of Guntapon Wangchalon, first medal for a player from Thailand in the men's singles discipline. And when you think that a year ago he wasn't ranked high enough to qualify for the World Championships, and no player from his nation had ever reached the quarterfinal of a World Championship.
Yeah, he's done really well, but there's a change of generations on its way.
Yeah. Sai Praneeth, the first man from India to medal in the men's singles for 36 years, since Prakash Pajakone in 1983. And a first ever medal for a player from Thailand in the men's singles. Guntapon Wangchalon. We are going to hear an awful lot more about that young man. Well, obvious disappointment, but as Morton says, in a couple of weeks he will be very proud with his World Championship silver medal.
World champion from Japan, Kento MOMOTA.
Only the fourth man in history to win 2 consecutive men's singles titles here at the World Championships. Kento Momota, champion a year ago in Nanjing, beating Shi Uchi in the final. It's a 3rd medal in total, because let's not forget he also won a bronze in Jakarta in 2015. For Eric Hoyer, president of the BWF and former Olympic men's singles champion, presents the medals first to Wangchalon and now to Sai Praneeth. What a tournament the number 16 seed has had, beating both Anthony Ginting and Jonathan Christie en route to his semi-final. A 7th Dane to contest the men's singles final. Yeah, that's nice. Paul Eric Hoyer, a special word for his fellow countrymen. But the gold medal for a second consecutive World Championships is hung around the neck of Kento Momota. Morten, the moments you will take away from this men's singles competition, presumably the fact that you coached young Antonsen when he was a youngster, or is there another match that you particularly will remember?
Of course, it's special when you see a player like Anders, for me, because I've been very close to the situation, but I'm not the only coach around him. There's been many other coaches as well in the local club of AB in Aarhus. But I think the young generation is coming up. We see Anders here, we see Wang Charon, we see Lee Si-cha got to the quarterfinal. There are lots of new players coming up, and I think that's good for the game of men's singles.
Yes, as you said a little earlier, we talked about that 2012, 2013. It was an exciting time for women's singles, and I think we're at that stage that it's now an exciting time. We're entering a new era of men's singles as well.
And the good thing again is that it's so many different nationalities. And we haven't seen the last of Siyu Chi as well. I think, you know, he will be coming back as well, and that will inject a lot into men's singles.
Yeah.
Victor Axelsen will be back, so lots of things will happen as well.
Japan.
So all the medalists will pose now with the dignitaries who presented the medals and the prizes. And those pictures will be treasured by all four men on the podium. Wonderful achievement from Sai Pranith. What a tournament he had.
Yeah, very talented, extremely gifted technically.
So coming up next, it's mixed doubles final. Cheng Shiwei and Wang Yaxiong, the defending champions, against Pua Varanukroh and Teurat Tanachai.